Hey now, Petey Grizz here. So, I was watching, I've been watching Thrifty Kniffy for a long time. And recently, I just noticed he mentioned a Imperial knife that was on sale for $7.99. So I checked it out and decided I wanted to grab it for myself and see what it's all about. So, what I got here is the Schrade Imperial IMP 122L, I believe it is. We'll see when I get the knife out. But it's a big old sod buster. Here's the packaging. There's the name. Oh yeah, it's an IMP22L. That's the pattern. Cancer and reproductive harm. Fantastic. Made in China. That's good to know. Good to know. I really couldn't care less where it's made at. It's a joke. American manufacturing has been, died a long time ago. That period of mourning is over for me. So I'm a citizen of the world. And here is the knife. Got the little butcher paper, trying to fancy it up, I guess. I don't know why, but cool. So here it is, the Imperial 22L. Large. It's a larger knife, larger than what I typically have. It's 4.6 inches closed. Definitely has the look of a case sod buster. Very famous traditional pattern, time tested, proven, solid, sturdy. I actually like the look of the handles. I know they're just phenolic or whatever, some kind of resin or whatever, but yeah, it's a simple look. Looks nice. The machining is okay. The spring's a little proud here. I think the tang is a little oversized on that side, because when the knife's open, the spring sits perfectly flush. But not bad. I mean, come on, it's a $7.99 knife. You got the brass rivets, you got the bird's eye rivet, you got the Imperial badge. Very cool. Let's break out this blade. I won't even be able to get the whole knife on camera here with my setup. Let's see. Yeah, she's a big boy. It's a big boy. What can you say? Got the Imperial stamp there. 22L on the other side. This blade is super friggin' sharp. I did cut myself with it. It's just taking out of the box the first time. It's kind of ridiculously sharp, but nothing wrong with that. I know some people think you need to be able to shave with a knife or whatever, but yeah, very sharp blade. Thing is, when you go to buy this on Amazon, the specs are for a different knife, for like a Sodbuster Junior, because it says the closed length is 3.6 inches and the blade is 2.7, but this is nearly 3 3/4 inch long blade, so they're just mixing up the specs there for a different knife. But this is the IMP22L large pocket knife. Very cool, rock solid. Like I said, now the spring sits perfectly flush. I mean, and it's perfectly flush. It's good work there. It's just when the knife is closed, the spring sits up just a hair. I could knock that down. I could probably might, give a sand to that edge so it doesn't feel as rough. But other than that, very cool knife. I'm very happy with it. Feels tough and sturdy. Very comfortable in the hand. I mean, it's hard for me to reach around here and give a demonstration, but that is the hand grip you get on this knife. I have medium-sized hands, so I mean, even with the largest hands, you're still going to have more than a 4-finger grip on this knife. It's this is a great beater knife. For $8, you cannot beat that. That is a fantastic deal. Yeah, I know. Of course it's not fancy steel. Who gives a shit? It's cool. It's a cool knife. So I could compare this to a couple things I've got in my collection. So closest thing I've got that matches this is, I've done a video on this knife before. This is the Fox Nauta, also marketed as the German Navy, official knife of the German Navy. Although I haven't been able to find any information about whether that's true. I assume it is, based on the fact that they're selling it as such. Seems like a weird thing to tack on just out of nowhere. So, this obviously has the hole for a lanyard loop or whatever, and it's also screw assembled. and it has much thicker stock, tad shorter. This one's probably just under 4 inches, like 3 3/4 inches long, closed. And this has a spear type blade, whereas this has the clip blade. I love this kind of clip blade. I don't, on large blades, I tend to prefer a drop point or a spear point, but I like just this subtle clip to it. You know, it's barely clip, you know, and I think that's great. I also love the blade on this fox knife too. This is another one. This is also, it's either 400 series or 7R series steel, just like that Imperial knife there. Nothing to write home about, but nothing to sneeze at either, if you get what I'm saying. Size-wise, probably the best knife I could compare it to in my collection is my Kaiser Big Lighter. I've had this for a long time now, for, you know, probably 6 or 7 years. And this is actually, believe it or not, this is my EDC knife. This is always in my pocket. I mean, I always have a Swiss Army knife too, but there's sometimes where you just want to whip a knife out real quick and have a tough knife to work with. So to prove that I'm not just a Swiss Army knife guy, I actually buy other type of knives. And this is very similar in size. A little shorter blade. Still has that subtle drop to the top. Not quite a clip, but like a drop point, but very similar size knives. So very, very cool. Very happy with this little knife. Not a whole lot to talk with a one-bladed little knife like that. Got something else cool that's I'll bring this up soon. Soon enough, I'll do a video on that guy. Just real quick, I'd like to ask everyone, do me a favor, please. If you see that I have a relationship with somebody, doing knife deals with them, don't just cold contact people as if, you know, I'm a small collector. I'm not in the business of selling knives, trading knives. And likewise, most of the people I deal with are not. So please don't just contact people, asking them for deals, asking them if they got knives for sale. If they're not offering knives for sale, then they don't have knives for sale. That's just how to take it. So, you know, that's it. I mentioned somebody in the video, and they got an influx of people, random people hitting them up, asking them about knives, if they could sell them Swiss Army knives. Please don't do that. Just have some courtesy. Treat people with respect. And if you don't like receiving cold calls on your phone about car warranty service, other people probably don't like receiving cold emails about whether they have knives they want to sell or not. Same kind of thing. Nobody likes being contacted by strangers unless they're specifically initiating that contact. Also, as I said, Minnie passed away. It was sad. I kind of knew it was coming. She became super lovey-dovey right at the end and wanted to be near me all the time. And that is a pattern I've noticed in mice. Like when they're younger, they kind of want to be left alone. They want to run around and do whatever they want. They don't really want to be cuddling up with you too much. But the last few days, she was all over me. Every time she saw me, she wanted to come out and hang out with me and stuff. She's been allowed to roam out of her cage for about, I don't know, 6 months or so, but the last week or so I had to keep the cage door closed because she was falling. I kept finding her on the floor, wandering out of the room, and I have cats, so that can't happen, so I had to close her up. And I found her. She was just balled up, and she had passed in her sleep, so she went peacefully. I'm going to miss her, poor little thing, but she had a good life, and I loved her. Thanks, everybody, for the kind words. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Petey Grizz, out.